I had just finished up on 3 films, and one of them had gotten into the Staten Island Film Festival. And the last night of the festival, there was a big party on the Staten Island Ferry and all that. And Chris Mancuso, who's part of the SCAD team from Staten Island, also had gotten into the festival. And we met on the boat and talked and about our projects and what we want to do in the future and all that. And me and Chris have spoken to each other here and there in different, throughout Staten Island, different venues, when I showed stuff, when he has shown stuff. But on the boat, we started talking about getting together, and making something, combining our forces. He's a writer, I'm a director, and possibly doing some kind of project together.
And we have a common bond, which is horror. So I think that it was good that our first movie together was in fact a horror movie.
Hi, I'm Frank Dudley. I play Hank Diddles, Diddles the Clown, in Dark Reflection.
Well, I've been working with Frank for a long time. Me and Frank started out years ago down CTV. I was editing a project, and he stuck his head in the door and said, "Hey, you're Lance Ray, aren't you?"
And I had seen his work, and I thought, this is somebody I'd like to work with.
And told me he was an actor.
At this point, I had pretty much decided I was going to spend the rest of my life behind the camera. And I had just, in fact, gone out and purchased a whole kit, camera, lighting, everything. And I showed up at the shoot the next morning with all my gear. And Lance said, "No, I think you got the wrong idea. I don't want you to shoot it. I want you to be in it."
And, well, it's all history since then. I'd say about 7, 8 movies he's been in, and he'll continue being in my films. We have a great relationship, friends first, and then colleagues.
Actually, over about the next 10 or 11 productions, if I'm not in front of the camera, I'm behind it. Lance revived a kind of archaic term from early sound films called dialogue director.
Frank is a good actor, a hard worker, and always brings something different to each character. Every character he plays always has a different flavor to him, whether it's the way he speaks, the way he looks, his actions. Clowns creep people out. They always have for some reason. So I figured I wanted to capitalize on that and do something with a clown.
I grew up loving clowns. I adore clowns.
Yeah, I hate clowns. I never liked them as a kid, and I still don't like them.
And the one question I said to him was, "Do you find clowns scary?" And he said, "Yes, I do." So I said, "All right, I have an idea, and this is the only idea I have. A man is looking in the mirror, and looking back at him is a reflection of an evil clown. Think you could do something with it?" A few days later, the guy had a script for me.
The tricky thing in writing Dark Reflection was that Lance didn't want a whole lot of dialogue. So the story had to be told mainly through images and disturbing visuals.
The story started off as being a very straightforward, very simple story, and ended up being something completely different, kind of a surprise to me.
Killer clown movies are kind of like a dime a dozen. So it had to be original. There had to be some kind of twist that made it different from any other movie about a killer clown. And I think we approached it in the right way.
Well, here we are on the first day of like pre-production. We're going to
You didn't see me smoking?
we're going to get clown makeup and stuff. And we're in Keyport, New Jersey on what is it? A Wednesday? A hot Wednesday, humid morning.
Just clowning around. When you apply, you have a brush for the blue?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Separate things, yeah. Just apply your white base.
Right.
Okay. Once your base is on, if you know how to blend, then you take before you powder. Then you would take your red and do your mouth, and do your whatevers, and then you take your blue accent the whatevers, and then do your powder. Okay, dust it off with a blush brush, soft baby brush.
We'll have to try.
We have all that, right? So yeah, do it a couple times. But like I said, use the sponges for the white only, and that's it.
$96.50.
I understand clowns trademark their makeup so that they can't infringe. There's no repetition of clown makeup between, I guess, the Clyde Beatty and the Ringling Brothers and the Cole Brothers Circus. They all have their own trademark clown makeup, and mine was nothing very special about Diddles the clown's makeup. It was just very garish. I wanted it as stark and as shockingly bright as possible.
Thank you very much. My name is Dildo, the evil chainsaw clown from hell, and it's wonderful to be back among you humanoids.
People, this is what happens if you don't brush your teeth. And this is what happens if you don't get your hair cut regularly. Tell me this isn't like last minute. We're doing a makeup test today and we're shooting tomorrow. Talk about guerrilla filmmaking. Give me a banana.
I like the fact that I got to play the evil clown, which is Hank's evil side.
I'm looking at him like I know what I'm doing.
Putting the makeup on, shoot after shoot after shoot it's a long process, you know, but it was totally worth it.
The transformation's coming.
I hope I did a good job in making that kind of evil Hank character really creepy.
Of course, Tim Curry as It kind of made my skin crawl a little, so that's more or less the one that I had in mind when I started to approach the Diddles the Clown character. Hank is very troubled. He's a showman. He's a lifelong entertainer. But he's got a few issues, as they say.
Since the character of Hank Diddle was especially written for Frank Dudley, I think he took the character kind of personally and really reached deep and pulled out a great performance.
I've had parts written for me before, but it's always a kick to know that a particular part was written for you, with you in mind.
And he had a lot of insight to his character, and I love when actors have insight to characters that I write.
He mentions in the story that he'd been a clown for 30 years, and yet he didn't do it by rote. It wasn't something that he just scripted and did the same thing over and over again. He played to his audience. His audience, mostly children, and he loved children. He would almost customize each show, whether it was in a theater or at a birthday party. He was quite unique, this character. As Hank starts to see this other entity in his mirror, the confusion, the personal horror that comes into his personal space is something that was very difficult to convey. I had to reach very deep for that. There's not a whole lot that scares me on a personal level, but to try and realize that this character was seeing something of himself. It's not that he was overtly evil. In fact, he was more than horrified when he discovered that this evil came from within himself. That was the interesting twist in this story.
It was dead middle of summer when we started production on Dark Reflection, and most of it was shot in Frank's bedroom, and his bedroom was hot. I mean, we had to black out the windows and shut all the windows, no air conditioning, no fans, because it would be making noise. So, and he lives upstairs, so you can imagine how hot it actually got.
We shot that in my apartment on a very, very hot July day.
Frank's room was like a sweat box. It was like the 9th level of hell in there. It was so hot.
The scene in the mirror, when Frank is looking in the mirror and Chris, who played the evil clown, is looking back at him, that was tough because I tried everything. I tried green screening the mirror. I tried maybe doing animation. I contacted people about doing animation. I actually had Frank sit in front of the mirror, Chris sit next to him a little further back, and we tilted the mirror a little bit. And when I looked through the camera lens, voila, there it was. Frank's looking in the mirror, Chris is looking back at him. So the simplest little thing is what worked.
Dark Reflection was a very small production, and everybody got into the act. I played the evil clown. I played a victim. Lance made a cameo as a victim. Sal and Tiana made cameos as victims. So yeah, everybody kind of got involved. The whole crew got involved in being victims in this and that. That was very cool.
Tiffany Scott in Dark Reflection, she was excellent. The girl's a model, and she shows up on the set, and I said, you know, we're going out to Jersey. We're going to be in the woods. And you know, you have to lay in the ground, and there's going to be a clown on top of you, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, when I said action, this girl was screaming and kicking, and she got so into it. I mean, I thought she was going to be like, you know, watch my nails, watch my hair, but she got into it 110%.
But when you start with good material and a good director, half your job is done.
I think the way Lance filmed Dark Reflection, it's very effective. The movie really has a creepiness to it, and I really hope that it keeps people up at night.
Night Watch. How did Night Watch come about? Well, it's actually another idea I had. I had an idea about what if somebody came to your door, pounding on the door in the middle of the night, and the guy is a little strange looking, and he's moaning and groaning. Would you open the door for him? Probably not. Well, it was an idea I had that happens, and in the end, he finally gets in, and we find out that he was a guy who can't speak or hear, and he was trying to inform the person in the house that somebody, an escaped prisoner, he saw them going into the basement, and he was just trying to inform them. So Night Watch is based on that. It's another story line I gave to Chris, and I said run with it, and he turned out something a lot better.
Writing Night Watch was a bit of a challenge, really because, you know, I had to work in certain confines. Obviously, we had no budget, so you know it's things you have to watch out for. He wanted a minimum amount of locations, maybe 1 or 2 locations, and a minimum amount of actors. So all these things I had to keep in mind while I was writing Night Watch, and I had to keep it, you know, original, and it had to have twists to it. You know, we both like twists, Lance and I.
Hi, My name is Brenda Cooney, and I am playing the role of Nora Cole.
No, he's out there. Don't kill us both. No.
Hi, I'm Richard Miller, and I'm playing Hooper.
No one's getting in here. Not on my watch.
Actually, I played two characters, two sides to Tom Greeley. Without giving too much away, I immediately nicknamed them Good Tom and Evil Tom.
My name is Brian J. Cano, and I play the role of Dodd, the security guard.
Hooper, you're a sad, sad man.
My name is Sal Santorelli, and my role was boom mic operator and production assistant.
My name is Tiana Fernandez, and for Night Watch, I was mainly the makeup artist, but I also helped out in production, as well as whatever else they need. I'll do anything.
My first film with Lake Films was Sledge. I was both a production assistant and a boom mic operator.
Really, all of my film experience is working with Lake Films, with Lance.
On Night Watch, I had somebody that I've never had before on a film. I had a producer.
Hi, my name is Angela Antonopoulos, and I'm the producer for Final Edition.
Chris had told me one day that he works with a girl named Angela who just graduated, and she was interested in producing a movie.
They were looking for someone to come on, help organize the shoots and everything. And we had a meeting, and they said, yeah, come on board. We'd love to work with you.
I'm glad Angela signed on to do this movie. It frees up a lot of Lance's time and allows him to really focus on shooting and lighting and all the things that he does.
And it was a great experience for me, great learning experience. I had produced a few student films and independent films in the past, but nothing compared to this.
Well, thank you everyone for coming on a Saturday morning. So what we'll do is we'll just go through the script a couple of times. We'll do a basic read through. Brenda Cooney.
There is no Brenda Cooney, there's only Nora. I have one word, wow.
Excellent actress, she did a great job. That was a tough role to cast, and I knew it was going to be a tough role from the beginning because the role called for a female who'd be able to play many different emotions. She'd have to be sad, she'd have to be mad, she'd have to be crazy, she'd have to be, there's simulated sex scenes, rape scenes, so she'd have to be able to handle all this.
Yeah, he contacted me then, he saw my reel and stuff, and he sent me on a copy of the script and asked me to read through it, and I did, and he said, what do you think of it? And I said, I love it, and he said, okay, come out and to Long Island and do a reading. But he raped me. He was inside of me. Oh God. I can still feel him inside of me. And he said, okay, that's great. You have the role.
As soon as I saw her, I said, this is the girl. Hard worker, dedicated worker, takes direction well, and basically did whatever we needed her to do. Dennis Albanese was originally going to play Hooper, and he was casted. He did the first read through with Brenda and everything, but it was a scheduling conflict because Dennis, he's on The Sopranos, Law and Order, I mean, to name a few. The guy is constantly busy, and we just couldn't get it together. So our schedule and his wasn't, you know, they weren't gelling, so we had to replace him, which I hated to do, but we had to do it to get the movie going. And he was great about it. He said, I understand where you're going and what you have to do.
Lance actually, he was auditioning for another film about 2 years ago. And turns out that the film never got made, but he remembered my audition.
So there was no need to cast him because to re-audition him because I knew what he could do.
About a year and a half ago, he called me and asked me if I remembered him and everything. He said he had a part for me in a film called Fear of Dying, and would I like to play a doctor in Fear of Dying? So I said, sure.
Another dedicated actor, very good actor, takes his role very serious, asks a lot of questions of what the character's motivation was, where he's coming from, what does he mean by certain lines, and how he should dress and appear. So Rick is also a trooper to work with.
And then he remembered me and seemed that this was good for me.
I had done my first movie with Lake Films in 2005, a movie called Underneath It All.
I thought of Tony Galtieri right away, and he was great in Underneath It All. Another trooper, another very dedicated actor who wants to know anything he can possibly know to make the character work better.
And he told me they were working on a new movie, and there might be something I might be interested in, and offered to email me the script, which he did, and I read it that night and loved it and thought it was great, and coincidentally was drawn to the character of Tom.
Chris I had to sleep with, Lance just a reach around, but you know, it was cool. I've known Chris for many years, so we've been working together for so long. This was just a natural progression, and I haven't done a lot of acting. It's mostly behind the camera, so this was fun.
We knew off the bat we wanted to have the killer wear some type of a mask, or put a mask on her victims. And we came to the conclusion that it would be a scarecrow mask.
My friend Pedro, who I introduced or brought in as the special effects artist, and he actually created the scarecrow mask, and I think it adds a lot to the movie.
Here is the creation, the scarecrow mask. Look at that shit, huh?
I'm so proud. I birthed him, I breastfed him.
All was given to me was we want a scarecrow. And again, like the first ideas that I had for this thing was pretty much, you know, Evil Dead kind of, because of course I'm a huge Evil Dead buff, but you know, started off with making it out of latex and then applying the burlap on it, and didn't come out too shabby. I definitely think it's one of the good ones.
Pedro was a good find, and he's going to be with us for a while, and we're just going to keep turning out better and better stuff.
I actually got to play a small role in Night Watch. I was I played the rapist at the beginning. No lines. I got to wear the scarecrow mask, which I thought was awesome.
Ah, the rape scenes. First time I ever did anything like that. I've never actually had sex in a movie. So the first time I have sex in a movie, it's a rape scene. Thanks, Chris.
Rape is a disturbing subject, and it has to be a traumatizing experience. It's such a violent and brutal violation, and that kind of makes Nora an empathetic character. You know, although you obviously can't condone what she's doing, you might be able to understand why she is doing the things that she's doing, because that had such a negative kind of impact on her.
You don't see anything. There's nobody naked. There's nothing. We don't show anything. But I think the way I shot it is it's effective and disturbing.
I enjoy working with Lance. He's a great guy. He's very, very serious and dedicated when it comes to making films.
It was a great experience. He knows a lot about lighting and continuity and composition. You know, when you're a camera person, also, you have to think like an editor.
I think Lance is a very good director. He's a really nice guy to work with.
I like working with Lance. He's fun to work with. I think he's a good filmmaker. You know, as far as guerrilla filmmaking, you know, kind of like by the seat of your pants filmmaking. He knows what to do and how to get the shot.
The man wears many hats to get this all done, from you know, director to director of photography, editor, just the whole conceptualization of everything, and puts a good crew together to work with. He, you know, handpicks each person just as he does his actors.
He's a director, he gives you direction rather than barking orders.
It is a privilege to actually work for him, because you know, he's a really good director, and you know, I believe that soon he's going to be making it and bringing us all for the ride.
Here we go. Here we go. There it is. Nice.
What we're going to do is we'll run a cord down and in, and we're going to get all Nora shots first. So what we're doing is you're going to open the door, he gives you the card, you look at the card, you pull them in, close the door.
You must be terribly thirsty. Would you like something to drink? Okay, I'll be right back.
Makes some really great quality movies, and makes it seem easy. The guy does an amazing job.
Did you want to sit down and keep me company? It gets awfully lonely here all by myself.
Nora catches Tom peeping at her cleavage. Why? Guys do that. He blushes and stares uncomfortably into his glass of water. Nora grins to herself and slides closer. She gently touches his face and softly kisses him on the lips.
Like what you see, lover?
Tom is caught off guard by this boldness. They become locked in a lustful passion. Nora... Yeah, baby! Nora breaks the embrace and takes Tom's pad and writes on it.
Play a game?
Working with Chris has been a pleasure. The guy puts 110% in every time, even if he's only has slept 2 hours.
Hardcore. That's all I can think to say right now because I'm so tired.
I think Chris is actually a brilliant screenwriter. I really do.
For him to come up with these stories is just unbelievable to me.
When I first read the script for Night Watch, I definitely thought this guy was a little twisted, was a little concerned. But you meet him, he's always a happy guy, full of energy.
I've never met anyone so into, you know, his work and what he's doing, and to be so excited about it. Not in an egotistical way, but just in a very kind of like, you know, warm, kind of like crazy kind of energy kind of way.
You breathe, you good?
Yeah, man, I don't need to breathe, I'm good.
Give me the hardcore sign, Chris.
First big shoot of this movie, Night Watch.
Excited? Going well?
Very excited, and it is going well. Here we go. Done. So far.
Very happy about that, right?
Very happy.
Brenda Cooney, who played Nora, and I had a couple of different scenes that involved some real knives that we used. In the bedroom scene, there's a big steak knife. And I'm all tied up and in the scarecrow mask, and she's wailing about with that, and that was a little dangerous because I couldn't see too well, and that knife was pretty big.
Remember this? Remember this? What? I saved it for you. I know you like it rough. This is what you want, huh?
There's actually 1, 2, I believe 3 rape scenes in this movie. So that's what the whole story is based around. I was a little nervous doing that little sex scene there. I never did that shit before.
You did 2 in one day.
Man.
Two rape
How am I
scenes in one
supposed
day.
to show this to Mama?
I think it's going great. Everybody's doing an excellent job. Lance is doing an excellent job. Brenda, Tony, everybody. Pedro's on the money, you know. It's gonna kick ass, baby.
We're almost there. Now's the big finale, the bloody knife slashing scene. If that goes well, we're in good.
Skin, because that's basically what you really want, is like gray skin. You just go into it.
How are we going to do that? How are we going to have to get dressed and do all that stuff? I'm not going to show actually putting on a whole outfit.
Oh, that's horrible.
Maybe just show all that.
See?
And that's it. Just cut.
There was always plenty of blood. Quite a few of my scenes I was covered in blood one way or another, and as far as I'm concerned, there's never enough blood.
There can never be enough blood in a horror film, especially for me. So they get a cut, you put a cut there, I'm gonna have to keep touching up, I'm throwing it at you, whatever. There is a lot of blood involved.
Well, we splattered or we cut?
You just got blood over here also,
Hey now.
so be careful.
Cool.
Hey now.
Okay.
Run along the bicep there, okay?
There you go.
There you go.
That's nice.
I'm a little bit concerned with the fight. It has to be choreographed right, you know? You'll see once I get into it, it'll be a lot of quick shots. Close-up of Tony throwing a punch.
Whoa! I mean, I actually beat the shit out of him on the first night. I'm surprised he didn't get really crazy because I just went for it. I was just like thumping him. Like every time you see me thump Tony in the movie, I really am thumping him. I really am pushing him. I really am throwing him on the bed. I actually had some bruises from that night, and I'm sure he had plenty of scrape marks and bruises. You probably can't see them because he was all covered in blood and stuff like that.
This time, don't do that. Just swing past, fast.
Past this side of her head?
Yeah, not yet. Just like straight up, like, go ahead, go. Yeah, but you fall back when he does that. Go. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
One more. One more. We're almost done. And action. Good.
Working with even great actors like Brenda Cooney, I learned a lot watching and working with her.
But yeah, he was great sport, really, you know, really supportive, and good guy to be around, you know, really cares about his acting.
Tony actually put earplugs in his ears when he was playing Deaf Tom. That's the level of dedication that we have with these actors, and it's great to see that.
Buy this little thing, right? And to put this gaffer tape in maybe whatever, and this will mimic, like now it's bright out, but this will mimic the dashboard lights. Yeah, it should.
What's up? Hey, Tony.
Hi, guys. How's everything?
Bad boy Tony today?
A little bit.
Evil Tom. And he had the look. He actually grew sideburns and this strange beard for the role. He even had a friend of his put fake tattoos on his arm for the scenes.
What are we doing, Michael?
Pulling over. This guy may need a hand.
How are you going to help him? I mean, you can't even pump up your own gas.
For what they're charging for gas these days, I shouldn't have to.
All right, let's do it. Action.
What's the problem, buddy?
Just a flat tire. Not a big deal, really, but I broke the stupid jack handle trying to loosen the lug nuts.
Look. I got a jack and a tire iron in the trunk. Why don't I give you a hand changing that tire?
Michael, we don't have the time.
One night of shooting, I'd on, you know, I think it was like at 6 o'clock in the night, and it was pretty cold then.
I was just concerned really mostly for Brenda. She was out in the cold, she was all shivering. Tony also, because he had to wear a tank top.
We had some hardcore shoots. Long hours, late nights, cold weather, but nobody ever complained.
We filmed during the fall and winter months, and some locations were outside. So we'd be filming on a desolate street in Staten Island late at night, and it was very cold on most nights.
I mean, the reason why it wasn't a problem is because I think, you know, everybody else who was on the set, who was there, was outside with us. It wasn't like they were in their car snuggling up and being like, haha, look at all you actors out there freezing your ass off.
I would run out and grab coffee and something warm to eat, you know, for the actors and the crew that were working hard, try and get some kind of relief from the cold weather.
I could do this, baby. I love it.
He's getting into it now. See the coffee? What it's doing?
I woke up, baby. I woke up. That's it. I feel like a human being again.
Here you go.
Come on, I'm worth more than that. I'll take whatever I can get, though. Times are hard these days, you know?
But that night was cold. I think Angela went to Dunkin' Donuts at least 3 or 4 times that night.
While Michael's back is turned, Tom had to take the twisted metal handle and hit the unsuspecting man in the back of the head. Oh my God!
And so we're filming this scene, and you know, he's on the floor with like a puddle of blood, actually more like a pool of blood, and people are coming by, cops are stopping us, and the cops are like, hey, what are you doing? We're like filming a horror movie.
How you doing, Paul?
Just chilling.
In more ways than one, right?
There was one guy, he was driving, and I saw this because I happened to look over with the boom mic, and he takes out his cell phone, and he's like,
And then there's a scene when I'm Evil Tom where I was using a real switchblade and again wearing the mask and was attacking Nora from behind. And we're wrestling a little bit, and some of that stuff is dangerous. So there's quite a bit of realism in this movie.
Good.
Of course, where all of my exterior scenes, every time we were outdoors, of course it was cold. I could never get a break.
The poor guy's running around in a blood-soaked tank top in 40-degree weather. That's dedication.
Well, I was blessed enough in these films to have 2 people appear in the films that are well known in the entertainment industry here in New York. Tina Savasio, who worked for Channel 2 as a sports reporter, who now works for the Boston Red Sox as their field reporter, came in for the day and played a news reporter, and she did an excellent job. I mean, you know, it's very professional.
Tonight's top story, another victim has been found in what police are calling the Scarecrow murders.
I want to thank her for doing that. And Jonathan Clark from Q104.3, New York's only rock station. That's a good little advertisement, John. Jonathan played the field reporter for the movie.
Although police have not made an official statement regarding the significance of the masks worn by the victims, an inside source for this reporter told Night Watch News that it may possibly be mob-related.
And he did an excellent job. We had a lot of fun with him, and it was we had a great time. And you know, it lends professionalism to the movie to have these professionals give up their time to do this. My crew: Chris, Angela, Sal, Tiana, Frank, Pedro. These guys give 110%. They're there when you need them.
Lance is a great team of people behind him.
It has been a pleasure working with Angela because she takes care of everything that I used to have to take care of.
I have to say that I wouldn't want her job. It's a lot to handle, it really is.
Everything worked out. Everyone was very cooperative, all of the actors, the cast and crew.
There's just too many things she does to even list them.
Sal and Tiana, they're very dedicated to us, and we couldn't have gotten this production done without the 2 of them.
They're always eager to help out on set. Whatever they can do to make things run smooth, they do, without question.
I mean, you know, everybody's giving a day and giving their time. You know why? Because we love filmmaking.
The day where we filmed until 3 o'clock in the morning, it was great. I mean, I don't mind working that late. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Sal and Tiana travel in public every shoot, no matter what time it is, no matter what time we finish.
Like, we finish usually up at very late in the night. They have like a 2-hour trip home. They never ever complain, and I get the ferry home with them, so I know they never complain.
By the time we actually got back to Queens, it was 5 o'clock, and then I had to I had to go to training, and I was like, you know what? Forget about sleep. I'm just gonna go throughout the whole day.
This crew gets behind me like no other crew has, and I really appreciate it. And let me mention also Brian Cano, who's doing the posters and the newspapers and the artwork.
I'm there, whatever you need, whether it be gaffing or acting or just holding a boom stick, you know, anything, I'm there.
And it's a cooperative effort of skilled, crafted, talented people trying to come together and have a product. And it's terrific. It's just the best. It's just the best.
So there's just so many people who help, whether it's a lot or a little, they're there. Night Watch was a challenge. The biggest challenge was finding a warehouse.
We had to actually put the production on hold while we tried to find a place.
I contacted my cousin Mike, and he has an accounting office, and he had one room that's not being used, so we made it look like a security office.
We had to be a little creative to change the location for that.
At first, I didn't think it was going to work. I was a little unsure, but Lance, he made it work. He really did.
When Night Watch was over, we were all very relieved because of that holdup, we didn't think it was going to be finished.
Let me put it this way, I was prepared for a different setting. You know, we thought we were going to be in a warehouse, and there was a few troubles with that, but he made it work. He made it work in, you know, in the office of the warehouse. It's like we didn't really have to be in the warehouse.
I was actually coming in the last day of filming, so a lot had come before. And the feeling on the set was, hey, this is great, we're doing really well, and this is the last day. And it was very cool to work with these people. A lot of high energy, a lot of positiveness.
Or I don't want to take away your energy, because you need the energy because you're young and you're.
Yeah, I'm also not sure what I'm going to be doing in this space as far as getting any.
But you're also full. You're young.
Yeah.
And you know, like I want to patrol the malls. Like, fuck.
We'll get Rick coming through the door, and then we jump to this. We'll let them go through, and that's it. And action.
Hooper. In that scene, I get kicked by Hooper's character take after take after take. So I'll be filing with my union rep right after this interview. So, no, it was actually pretty cool. I really had a sense of being part of a bigger puzzle, and it was really a well-oiled machine. I've only been here for the one day, but I could tell that everything was moving along really, really steadily, and it felt good to be a part of that.
It's your world, Squirrel. I'm just trying to get a nut. Oh, speaking of which, I left you some reading material over there, so check it out later, right?
My knees are telling me it's going to be a bad night.
Oh, I'm out of here. Oh, by the way, the shit is backed up again, so don't flush it, all right? I'll see you tomorrow.
Cut. That was good.
That was good.
Like I said, Dodd, very important, very integral character. You know, watch out for him in future things. We're gonna have a whole Dodd trilogy coming up, so stay tuned.
What we're gonna do
Have a
is
flashlight. We're gonna do some scenes by flashlight.
no. What we're gonna do is we're gonna actually go to black, like it's gonna in real time. We're gonna have like everyone
pull
the plugs. Nora's gonna scream. It's gonna be black, and you're gonna say something like "calm down," and then.
Brenda's, you know, I have most of my scenes with her, and she's very, very talented.
My name's Nora. I'm Nora Cole. Where is this place? What is it?
Rick is he's such a good actor to be around because he's very, very serious.
Rick was great in the role of Hooper. We spoke on set, and he really had some insight to his character, and he, you know, that allowed him to do such a good job and be so believable.
I'm security officer Hooper, ma'am. This is a warehouse. This is a security office attached to the warehouse. You know, the best thing when you have some chemistry between two actors, you know, each actor can give and take, and you can only give as good as you're getting. Do you know what I mean? And she really gives you something to chew on. She's terrific. I'd love to work with her again.
I'm gonna make sure you never rape anyone ever again.
No, what? No! What are you doing? What? No!
I hope to do more. It's been just a great learning experience.
It's everything that I've hoped working in film would be. And I hope it continues, and with furthermore films at Lake Films.
I don't want to go back to work tomorrow. I want to do this full time. Someone, please hire Lance, and Lance, please hire me.
And you know, I want to work with Lake Films, and you know, until I'm old.
I've never met a bunch of people who are so excited and really want to make it. You know, if they don't, I'll be devastated.
Yes, please cast me again. I need to work. I really do. I need to work.
It's funny how the idea to make a feature came about. It was the last day on Night Watch. We were in the Burger Chef. We were doing some pickup shots for Hooper, and I had already had most of it edited, and Dark Reflection was edited. And I said to Chris, you know what? We have 60 minutes of movie with just these two. We need another 30. We have a feature-length film on our hands.
The challenge in writing Confessions was that I had to tie Dark Reflection and Night Watch into the story as well, and I had to do it in a clever way. And through Confessions, I had to wrap up any questions or anything that was unresolved between the first two movies.
I had nothing to do with Confessions. Chris took it and ran with it. He said, you'll be happy, you'll be surprised what I come up with, and I was.
The only thing in the beginning that I really knew was that I wanted this last story told through the perspective of a cop.
It's a real crime drama thriller. It has a real twisted ending, and I think people are really going to be blown away by it, and it ties in the other two stories nicely.
The great thing about Final Edition is that it's 3 stories that are all connected, and yet you can watch them separately, and each one stands on its own.
This was the only movie I actually had auditions for up in Manhattan. We saw a lot of people, and we knew when we had our people.
When I went down there, I went down dressed as a detective. I wanted to go down. I had the side earlier in the week. I loved the side. I knew I wanted to play this guy. I knew I could play this guy.
When Mark walked in with the suit on, and he had that attitude of a detective, as soon as he walked out of the room, me and Chris said, he's good. He's definitely up there for the role. Unless somebody comes in and blows him away, he has the role.
Whenever you're ready.
All right, we're ready. You're playing Timmons?
Yes.
Yeah. How about you give the Strangler a rest?
These are my divorce papers, man. Just came today. Naomi wants full custody of Robbie. You know what they say? When it rains, it really fucking rains.
I have to admit that during his read-through, both Lance and I were thinking that, you know, this guy Mark, he's a little bit of a dick.
But that's the role he was playing, because after he came out of character, he was a great guy.
I remember during the reading, too, I could see Chris's head nodding like, yeah, that's what I wanted him to say. So I had a good feeling about it, but I didn't know I was going to get it. I mean, I figured, it's just like any other job. Most of the time we don't get it. And then that night I got the email, and the email said, we'd like to thank you for coming down to audition. And of course, usually that's followed by, but it was followed by, and we would like to offer you the part of Ed Timmons. And I practically hit the roof. If I was a little taller, I would have hit the roof.
Mark Armstrong in Confessions was a great add to our cast. During Confessions, we actually had a casting call, and we chose him to be Timmons, and I think it was, the perfect choice.
I had a lead in a 5-minute short before this, but this is my first lead in a feature film, and so this is big deal for me, and I thank you all so much for the opportunity, and I hope that my work, has honored your writing and Lance's direction and everything. So. Mark Armstrong is Ed Timmons, and that's all I can say about that. He really pulled off Ed Timmons like I don't think anybody else could.
And John had the look right off the bat. He had that grandfatherly appearance of somebody who's basically a nice, easygoing, harmless guy.
Brenda Cooney, who was in the middle sequel of this trilogy, she and I had been in a play together, actually Simpatico, a few years ago. and we kind of lost touch. And one day I was at my singing school waiting to go into a class, and the previous class was letting out, and who comes out but Brenda, who I haven't seen now in about 3 years, and she's, John, Brenda, you know, what have you been doing? What's going on with acting? And she says, well, I just did this film for these guys in Staten Island. It was really great. And, you know, by the way, they're doing another one, and they're looking for someone, you know, an older actor, maybe somebody about your age. Would it be okay if I gave them your email?
When he read, it was very creepy. He was LaRoe. When he walked out of the room, I said, we found our LaRoe, which is amazing because we only auditioned 3 actors.
Oh, am I quite the monster you expected? I fit nicely into your profile. You're probably thinking, how did such an old man get the better of you? So I really owe it all to Brenda that I'm here.
I was glad that I got to come to see them being casted, because as soon as it was over, all of us knew that all of them were going to be good.
We have great actors and a big cast and a big crew this time, and it's very exciting seeing a crew from like about 5 to, I don't know how many people we have, 20, 30?
There's so many of them now. It's not like, you know, 1 or 2 actors, you know, 3 actors like in most of the, you know, the older films were.
It's no longer just men. We have women, we have kids, we have peoples of all colors, and it's just great to see that kind of diversity now in a Lake Films movie.
It's just been a fantastic experience on all 3 of these movies with the actors I've had. I know in school I hated this, but we're just gonna go, just say your name and who you're playing. So maybe you didn't meet you and you didn't meet you, so we know who each other is. So we're all gonna be like one big family anyway when this is over, so might as well.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth and I'm Sally.
Oh, no, poor Sally.
How you doing? I'm Drew. I'm Decca.
Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm Captain Tisti.
John and LaRue.
Greg Bodkin, I'm the male stripper.
I'm not
Wrong movie.
Hi, I'm Mark Armstrong, and I'm playing Ed Timmons.
Hey, I'm Dennis, and I'm playing the father of the cute little bit.
Hi, I'm Tiana. I'm crew, and I think I'm his stunt double too, right?
Yeah.
Just a little tag.
Hi, I'm Marlene and I'm playing Elizabeth.
I'm just Mom.
I'm Frank Dudley, and I'm Hank Diddles.
Either Chris or Lance was the first one to say, and Hank Diddles definitely has to show up in part 3.
We finally find out what's going on with the Hank Diddle character. Frank Dudley got to reprise his role and was excellent. He's such a good actor to work with.
So I was geared for it. I didn't quite know what was coming, but I knew Hank was going to come back on the scene.
Because you find out he's just as much of a victim as anybody else. Whereas in Dark Reflection, he was a guy to be feared.
Well, actors rely upon their experience, and sometimes you have to fudge a little bit on the experience. If you've never killed or raped anyone, then you're playing a killer or a rapist. Of course, you don't go out and start being a method actor at that point. I want to confess.
To what?
Murder. Hank is a very troubled man. He says in the very beginning of the piece that he's on medication. He's having dreams. He has trouble sleeping. All of this is background that goes into the makeup of Diddles and the various phobias and psychoses that he experiences and suffers from during his life. It may very well be the basis of his clowning in the first place.
It was good to see Brenda coming back to play her short scene as Nora.
Take you down, calm down.
Longtime friend of mine, Chris Pascal, when I first started doing films, he was there with my brother. He was one of my actors. He was the lead actor. And since then, he's believed in every project I've done. He tells me all the time, don't give up, hang in there. And he started mentioning a while back, asking me about money. And I said, well, any little bit, you know, helps. And he came on board and he gave me a few bucks to help me get the production off the ground. And then he told me I have a friend at work, Willie, who also, he loves the idea of what you're doing and wants to be involved, and he wants to also invest something. Well, we met in a Starbucks one morning, and he gave me a check. Willie gave me a check. And with that money and Chris's money, I was able to get Confessions done with no problem. And where that money went was basically for food, for tapes, things like that, gas, tolls. But without that, it would have almost been impossible. So I really, really want to thank those guys from the bottom of my heart for believing in me and getting involved. To make this movie successful, we had to have an office that looked like a detective's office, that sort of dirty, grungy look. We needed a place for LaRoe's hideout to be like a really place that looks like it could be right out of Saw or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I did not know what we were going to do. Well, enter Chris's cousin, John, who is the VP for Superior Chocolate, who we owe a big thank you to.
I think that place was the perfect backdrop for this movie.
He said, listen, we have this warehouse, it's abandoned, you guys have the run of the whole place. There's offices in there, there's warehouses, anything you want.
The people who volunteered their warehouse were very helpful, we really appreciated it.
We shot 75% of this movie in that location.
And I have to thank my cousin Johnny for that.
People really rise to the occasion, and that's what makes these movies possible. So again, Superior Chocolate, I'll eat your chocolate forever.
Lance, a lot of preparation went in today.
Oh man, we've been preparing for this for weeks to get this, get these shots done. It's finally here though, I'll tell you that. I am ready. Hardcore, baby.
Hardcore, baby.
I'm ready. Just going over the shot list here, what I'm gonna do. Doing a crane shot for the first shot. I'm thinking what to do here is we're gonna do the crane shot, we're gonna tilt up, go all the way up, show Timmons shackled. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot over Timmons' shoulder and have LaRoe say all his lines. Because for the first page, LaRoe is not seen. He's in the background. He's not, his face is the scene. And then I'll cut to Timmons' side and do his close-ups. That's going to be the first block we're going to do. This is when John's going to take off his stuff now. So maybe it'll be probably a close-up on him again. He takes his stuff off. Am I quite the monster you expected? Now, this is going to be a complicated shot because we're going to have to do some moving.
But it was a tense scene and it had everything. I mean, and then just being able to unleash and that, you know, I love that stuff. So, you know, that's my favorite scene.
Let me loose, motherfucker! Let me loose! Or what? You're going to arrest me? You're in no position to be giving me orders, Detective Timmons.
I see, Chris.
Sorry, dude.
Let's do one more to be safe and we're done with the shot. That was good. It was perfect. The way it was laid, everything was perfect.
Fucking love this shit, baby.
This stuff.
I love it.
Wait to premiere night.
One of the things that amazes me is all the work that these actors put into their characters. I mean, Mark and John and Drew, I spoke with all of them and they all like came up with like back histories for these characters, stuff that I wouldn't, I didn't even think about.
What I did was I read serial killer books, I read some detective books, I talked to my uncles as far as getting advice on, like how would a detective handle certain situations, although my character handles them in unique ways anyway. And yeah, just basically I just sort of became the guy, and started walking around like the guy, smoking like the guy, drinking like the guy, just trying to get all my movements down like
how would Ed Timmons react to this?
Wife dumps me. I lose fucking Nora, that stupid scarecrow murdering bitch. And this psycho fucking ruined that for me too. I can't get out of this. I have to take a piss like you wouldn't fucking believe. I shit in my pants earlier. Threw up all over myself. But I'm happy.
And looking at the role of LaRue, I mean, I loved it as soon as I read it. And I thought about, a lot of the famous serial killers that we've seen over the last couple of decades, Ted Bundy, the BTK killer, the Iceman. And he'd seen documentaries on TV on all of these guys. And it sort of gave me some clue into how they thought and how they operated.
Let me look! Oh, what? You're gonna arrest me?
Yeah, I think LaRue is getting even for some really bad stuff that happened to him when he was growing up, kind of like a Jeffrey Dahmer. I think he's been rejected and now he's found his way to get even, and he keeps getting even, and he never gets peace.
You're the Strangler?
That is but one of my many names. The Strangler in New Jersey, the Parkview Killer in Ohio, the Butcher of Boston. That's an oldie, but a goodie. There's obviously some really, really bad stuff underneath LaRue that we don't know about.
How does it feel to find out that you're the mouse pretending to be the cat this whole time?
A guy like this loves his work, and he considers himself an expert. He's very proud of the intricate little details of how he carries out his work, and in a way, he's an artist.
Action.
If you're some psycho genius, why are you turning yourself in?
They say when you get old, memories are all you have left. I've been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Soon their faces, their screams will have no meaning to me. You have to suspend all moral criteria in doing this and, not think about the fact that you're murdering real people, but that you're creating some kind of form of art. And in the case of LaRue, that's something that's going to live after him and be remembered.
He looks like this really nice guy, and he is this really nice guy, but he definitely pulls off the killer part of it and the relish, the love for killing, the lust for killing.
Once I got into the idea of killing people for fun, no problem. It was a ball.
Oh my God, he's phenomenal to work with. He fed me a lot.
And Mark is a terrific actor, and he's a great colleague on the film. And we had a lot of fun working together. It was very professional.
It was very easy to want to kill this motherfucker.
So we made a great team, even though we were adversaries on the film. But there was a real liking and respect between us, and I thought Mark was a perfect Timmons.
It was by the time we were like midway through the day, or even a third of the way through the day, I was definitely in the moment because I could feel the pain, a little pain in my knees, and the pain really helped contribute to the agony of the scene.
Let me look, motherfucker! Let me look at off!
Mark is fantastic, he's really puts a lot of work, you can tell he's done his work, and he's in the moment, and he's really great. And off the set, when he's out of character, he's a great guy, man.
What do you think about your character, about Timmons?
I like the guy, but he definitely went too far, and just kind of deserved what he got. But up until then, he got shitted on unfairly. I don't hear what anybody says.
I know the entire city blames me for the release of Nora Cole, and everyone in this department thinks I'm a big fucking joke.
I like the guy. I have to. I'm him. I don't like the guy. This thing doesn't work at all.
Greg Bodkin, he was recommended to me by Richard Miller. I was asking for if he knew anyone who was a good actor, and Richard said, well, yeah, I know a guy, his name is Greg, and if you get this guy, you'd be lucky because he's really, really good.
So Timmons is just walking by in the background, and it's going to catch Chambers' attention. You might have to do, Greg, you might have to be going through files manually because there's nothing on the screen, on the computer.
I'm Greg Bodkin, and I'm playing Detective Matt Chambers from the 33rd Precinct.
The guy was excellent, and he was perfect for the role of Chambers.
Hey, Timmons. Come in. What's up, man? You don't want to see this. They They seized almost 20 of these tapes over at Biddle's house.
Yes! I knew it!
Oh, the writer is brilliant! Absolutely brilliant!
And not just because he's filming this either.
Oh, is that you on the other side of the camera?
What is this shit?
Just what it looks like. He makes some balloon animals. He honks a horn. Dances around like a jackass, but that's all. No, it's a lot of fun. It's a fun script. It looks like a whole fun film. I mean, I haven't seen the rest of it yet, but I've seen little bits and pieces, and it looks like a lot of fun.
And he knew his lines. We did one scene, it was about at least 6-7 pages straight. The guy had no problem going through.
I'm on a treadmill for 6 miles every day. Every mile I went over my lines. As soon as I start the new mile, I go over my lines again. So I would do that every day on a treadmill. So I do it 6 times every morning. But acting is always challenging. Every time you get in front of that camera, it's a challenge. That's what I love about it. So.
Would you film with Lake Films again?
Absolutely. They fed me. Over and over and over. Oh my God. I don't have a spit cup. I'm still eating that sandwich.
One thing that I did like, especially with Confessions, was very dramatic, a very dialogue, character-driven movie.
Ed, you need to chill, man. I'm serious.
Damn it, Mac. I need this. I need to be the hero this time.
The lighting on these films was amazing. Confessions, I bought some new equipment and I really concentrated on the lighting. One of my favorite scenes is when Timmons and Chambers are in the office. I shot through office blinds, and you'll see the blinds across them and on the back wall. But I'm very happy with the look of these, and I think everyone will be very surprised also.
Hey, how you doing? You ready for another shoot?
I'm always ready, baby.
I'm ready too, man.
Hello there, sir. How are you doing today?
Excited?
I'm very excited. I get to, you know.
You're twisted.
Now that's a girl. You see that? I love to do my job, brother. You know what I mean?
All the actors in Confessions, great to work with. They were so funny off screen. But yet, once Lance called action, they were right into that character. And I think that's amazing that they could do that.
Yeah, it's finished the autopsy on Strangler's latest victim.
Willie Hill is an actor that I've passed his headshot many times and wanted to cast him in something, but just never had a role I thought he'd fit.
Well, you know, I've just met Lance, but I think he's a great guy. He seems easy enough to work with. He seems to know where he wants to go with the film, which is, you know, the main thing.
But when the role of the coroner came up, I said, this guy can definitely handle it.
I think it's fine. Everything's working out. If I can only remember my lines and play my part with vigor. I mean, after all, I probably do look like a coroner. I've been in, I guess about maybe 8 or 9 films. Nothing huge, mostly independents. You know, I've had some, background spots on different shows like Law & Order, Comedy Central, such as that. But, for me, it's part-time and it's a lot of fun. And, everybody else seems to be fine. Everybody looks, they fit their part. So I guess that's really what counts.
He's well casted?
Yes, I think it is well casted.
Now, Willie's fantastic, the coroner, he's a pisser. We have a good time on the set, there's a lot of laughs. It's great.
Hi, it's Tony the coroner here. We just got through fixing up the dead girl, and we hope that she's level. Everything's working out. Because, after all, we want to know if those are really real. The detective wants to know. And this guy's a cop. All right.
You gotta give him your official medical opinion.
Okay, let me just check. Oh, yeah, they're not bad. Oh, okay, they're good.
You're messing up my girlfriend.
We had Drew Maniscalco. The guy is excellent. He's intense. He's 100% professional.
What do you think about your character, Detective Decker?
Oh, he's a real ball breaker. I got a little ball breaker in Drew, too,
You just don't get it because you're too stupid.
Just keep going fucking
You just don't get it, Timmons.
I'm doing my best.
You and your goddamn media. Look at me. I'm the Scarecrow killer.
That's right. I'm the star. Don't you fucking forget it.
The star. You're a falling star. I'm the rising
So it's still
star.
some kind of star.
You're a falling star, Timmons.
it works out pretty well. And I like twisting his balls up, you know, twisting his nuts up pretty good. But yeah, I love the character. The character's a great character.
Hey, Timmons! Heard the captain sent me undercover.
And he really brought Decker to life.
He's a very intense actor, and yet the character he played, Detective Decker, was actually a bit of comic relief in this movie, and I think Drew really did a great job of pulling that off.
Andrew's been a great pain in the ass on screen and a great guy off screen.
Get off my case, Decker. No, you stay off my case, dick.
Yeah, usually, you know, I'm usually playing the tough guy, mobster, real mean, what the fuck, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, all this kind of. And actually, I get to play a good guy. Even though he's a ball breaker, I kind of like the idea that I'm actually a good guy for a change, you know?
What's that? That had better not be a stranglefoul there, Harpo.
And also, normally I don't have a beard and my hair this long, but, you know, it's like a little different look. And, you know, it's doing good, man. And I'm looking forward to, you know, future projects with Lake Films because it's something to be proud of, man. It's a good product.
We're going to see each other in Hollywood.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, Lance?
Here we are, man. One shoot away from finishing.
Excited?
Doing good. Oh, yeah. Everyone's here.
You love this shit,
Ready
bro?
to go off. Live for this. Live for this stuff, man.
Is there anything else?
Is there anything else in life?
Look at this.
Movies? Good stuff. Good stuff.
We're almost ready to roll, right?
Ready to roll. Just gonna do a sound test. We got to set up the cars. As soon as I do a sound test, I'll move my car. Willie's getting change now.
Okay.
With his Salvation Army clothes, I bought him. $7.99 for the whole outfit.
Hey, this movie has a budget, baby.
Can't go wrong with that.
Is there a dressing room for the coroner?
Yeah. Right out here in the open. Only go black bar. We'll have to do a thing for you.
We establish a relationship, a friendly relationship with our actors as much as we can. We have a professional relationship and a friendly relationship with them.
Lance is a great director. You, a great writer.
Thank you.
You know, and I'm really enjoying myself on this. It's probably one of the best jobs I've ever had.
So most of the actors were very surprised on how organized we were, how quick we were.
Lance is a definite player's coach, so to speak. He's an actor's director. He lets you go. He lets you do what you have to do. If he needs to make, you know, if he needs for you to stop, if he needs to correct something, he'll do that. But he gives us such free rein so that we can let that creativity come out and really be in the moment.
Everyone was very cooperative and helpful.
Yeah, I mean, the whole cast and crew on Confessions was professional and a pleasure, a real pleasure to work with, and really, really good actors. So thanks, guys.
I've worked on 3 films so far. Every single one of them has been a completely new experience.
Not only did Pedro do an awesome job with all the special effects, but he also helped out in whatever else he could on set, and that really made things a lot easier.
He has been with us through the whole process of Final Edition, and he's been a wonderful addition to our crew.
Once again, Pedro and Tiana hard at work.
Damn Skippy! No, I enjoy my jobs here, and you know, again, the fact that I can just be creative with whatever I want, and pretty much comes out to what they want, so that definitely helps. Well, I mean, this one's pretty easy, you know, just applying the wax and making sure it sticks down, because this stuff kind of sucks.
Last day. Imagine that. Finally here. How long has it been, Chris? Like a year in the making, these movies.
That's right.
Applying the suction cup. This thing is amazing. Once it's on here, the only problem is it rips the door off when we're finished.
A small sacrifice to pay.
Luckily, it's Angela's car.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how fast we blew through Confessions. We really blew through that fast.
And everything went smooth, right?
Yeah, very smooth. Every shoot went smooth. It was thanks to Angela's planning, everyone's participation. Things went well. Even today, I mean, we came to this beautiful neighborhood and the road's freshly paved. Elizabeth's mother was very accommodating. She even went to a neighbor's house and told them to move a moving truck that was out in the street because there'd be this big yellow Penske truck out in the street. And they cooperated. We even got the bike from a bike store. Guy loaned it to them to use for today. So everybody has been pretty cooperative.
I'm ready, man. Let's do it. Let's wrap this up. Let's get a distributor and let's make some millions. Let's do it.
I'm very relieved that this day is finally here. And I hope it goes well. I'm sure it will. I'm here, so of course it's going to go well.
The shot of the close-up of her face going by the houses on the close-up, awesome. Great shot. Angela says, fucking awesome shot. I said, you sound like Chris now, but cut that out, I don't know. You grab her and then pull her back. Chris pulls the bike away. Action.
Oh, sorry.
You're done, baby. You're done.
I know, man.
Done.
I'm sad, man, in a way. I'm like, wow.
The sequel could be Decker's
Nothing else?
I mean, Timmons' trial.
Yeah, that would be cool. Trying to see me weasel my way out of that one.
Cut, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Done, done, done.
Yeah. Get the script and just cross it off.
Excellent. Done.
Kick ass.
I
what's
gotta
the next
go to work
one?
tomorrow.
All right, let's start the next project.
Next.
Join McCastin for the next project. All right, Lance, just finished your first feature film. What are you gonna do now?
Going to Florida, no. Going to the edit station in Staten Island.
I'd like to thank all of our cast and crew for Final Edition. Everyone has been great. The support given to us and the cooperation was just immense.
You know, whether we're new or old, we're all together, and we're like a family.
I really appreciate it, and I won't let you down.
I think this is one of the best bunch of actors that we had. They're very professional. We're very fortunate to have the people that we do.
I just hope this film gets the exposure and the distribution that it deserves. It's a terrific story and set of stories, and I think it'll be very well received by the public when it gets out there.
It's just been a great experience, and if every film experience could be like this, I'd be one happy motherfucker.
Think you'd work with Lake Films again?
Of course. You guys are great. What, are you kidding me? Just give me a call.
Awesome.
I'm glad I'm aboard, and I'm feel blessed that I'm here, and let's make a good one.
See you at the premiere, baby.
See you at the premiere, baby.
Come see this film.
Any actors out there that want to work with a great director and a great writer on the other side of this camera, you know, get in touch with them, because I had a great experience, and I hope to continue to work with Lance and Chris and everybody from Lake Films.
I've been involved in a lot of the films, a lot of the making of these films, and I see the progress. I see that each film gets better and better and better, and that the stuff we did 6, 7, 8 years ago is good. It's still good. But the stuff we're doing now is better. Technically, artistically, just better.
Lance and I kind of have this like Stephen King, George Romero relationship going on. And I think that we're going to be working together for a very, very long time.
I have to mention that without these people, I wouldn't even be making films. And the first is my wife, who puts up with me during production and lets me go out there and do this stuff and supports me in every way she can. So I want to say thank you for believing in me, and you won't regret it. hang in there. And second, to my mother and father, who got me started on this journey. When I was just a kid, I asked for a camera, and they got it for me, and that's how I got started. And they believed in me enough to let me act like a nut when I was a kid, making these movies and doing my thing. So I just want to thank them for getting me started on this road, and to them also, you won't regret it. And to everyone else who helps out with, on the set or just moral support or locations, props, whatever it may be. I really want to thank you for being there for us and helping us out. And the future is ours, and it's coming soon. And I want to also thank the man above for giving me the strength to carry on when things get tough, and to just keep on carrying on and keep on believing. So I'd like to just close by saying thanks for watching the documentary of the making of Final Edition. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little about what goes into making an independent film. And I'll see you on the next set. Take care.